Namaste, angels. This is the daily reading for the Wednesday, September 18th, the day that Saturn goes direct after several months. It had been retrograde in Capricorn, which it rules since April. So finally going direct so much later now, today. Also, was there something else I wanted to tell you about the 18th? If there was, I don't recall what it was. But the moon, having left Aries, where it was for 2 days, should now be in Taurus, fellow earth sign Taurus. For us Geminis, that is our 12th house of endings. Something may be, coming to a close, a phase, a chapter, an actual situation in your life, a relationship, a job. Could be anything really, but we saw all these things in the general reading, as well as the love reading, I think, as well as the moon reading. Those of you who saw those, there were, a lot of endings and things were coming up, but new beginnings, definitely new beginnings too. So, don't get down about it. And it could be an ending to something that you don't want, like an ending to, a period where money was tight, ending to a period of where you weren't getting along with somebody. So some things we want to come to an end, just let them. And even things we're not sure we want to come to an end, things that we, don't try to hold on to anything. That's going to be important. Let it leave. If it's meant to come back, it will. And that's it. Other than that, we're going to begin with the year 1811, which in itself equals 11, when the British East India Company force, led by Baron Minto, conquers Java, part of the Dutch East Indies. Stamford Raffles is appointed lieutenant governor. 1812, the Great Fire of Moscow. It burns out after 5 days. 75% of the city is destroyed and 12,000 people are killed. 1873, the government bond agent J. Cook and Company collapses, causing panic on Wall Street. It's the start of the Panic of 1873 and the Long Depression. I guess that it wasn't as long or great as the Great Depression. 1914, Irish Home Rule Bill receives royal assent. 1931, to create a pretext for the invasion of Manchuria, China, a railway explosion is faked by the Japanese. 1947, the Central Intelligence Agency, or the CIA, of course, is officially established. It comes into existence after being, unofficially established by President Truman in July. 1976, Mao Zedong's funeral takes place in Beijing on this date. Did you know U.S. President George Washington lays the cornerstone of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. on September 18th in 1793? Famous birthdays: Trajan, as in like Trojan, but with an A. Trajan. John Diefenbaker. Greta Garbo. Scotty Bowman. James Gandolfini. And Lance Armstrong. Famous weddings: 1907, author Arthur Conan Doyle, 48, weds Jean Elizabeth Leckie. 1920, tennis player champion Mola Mallory, 36, weds stockbroker Franklin Mallory. 1922, nurse Margaret Sanger, 43, weds James Noah Henry Slee in Bloomsbury, London. And famous divorces: 1969, actor Rod Taylor, 39, divorces model Mary Hillam after 5 years of marriage. Would you believe the government of Uttar Pradesh, India, confirms 2.3 million people applied for 238 menial office jobs on September 18th in 2015. So not that long ago. 2.3 million people applied for 238 jobs. Menial jobs at that. That's how bad, though, like the world economy is for the 99%. I'll put it that way. Isn't that terrible? Famous deaths: Domitian, Leonard Euler, Jimi Hendrix, and Steve Sabol. Steve Sabol, or Stephen Douglas Sabol, was a filmmaker and founder of the NFL Films, American. Together with his father, Ed, he helped to found NFL Films, which allowed fans to get a closer look at the game of American football. He went on to win 35 Emmy Awards and to play a part in the founding of the NFL Network. He was born on October 2nd in 1942 in Morristown, New Jersey, USA, and was a horse in the Chinese zodiac and a Libra. He died on September 18th in 2012 at the age of 69 of brain cancer. Jimi Hendrix, another one of these people said to have like sold his soul to the devil or something. Jimi Hendrix was fully named James Marshall Hendrix. He was a rock guitarist, American, an influential electric rock guitarist. Hendrix moved to England in 1966 and formed the Jimi Hendrix Experience, releasing tracks like Hey Joe and Purple Haze. His performance at the Monterey Pop Festival established him in the United States, and he is especially known for playing at Woodstock, where he played the Star Spangled Banner. He was born on November 27th, 11/9 or 9/11, which equals 11, in the year 1942 in Seattle, Washington, USA, and was a horse on the Chinese zodiac and a Sagittarius. He died on September 18th in 1970 at the age of 27. There were it was like a group of people who died at 27 that they say these things about. The cause of death was drug overdose. Leonhard Euler was a mathematician, Swiss, one of the most important mathematicians of the 18th century and one of the greatest in history. He's widely considered to be the most prolific mathematician of all time. His collected works filling 60 to 80 quarto volumes, more than anybody else in the field. He made important and influential discoveries in many branches of mathematics, like infinitesimal calculus and graph theory, and pioneering contributions to topology and analytic number theory. He also introduced much of the modern mathematical terminology and notation, particularly for mathematical analysis, such as the notation of mathematical function. Euler is also known for his work in mechanics, fluid dynamics, optics, astronomy, and music theory. He spent most of his adult life in St. Petersburg, Russia, and in Berlin, then the capital of Prussia. A statement attributed to Pierre-Simon Laplace expresses Euler's influence on mathematics. Quote, read Euler, he is the master of us all, end quote. He was born on April 15th, which is ironically tax day, talking about numbers and mathematics, in the year 1707 in Basel, Switzerland, and was an Aries. He died on September 18th in 1783 at the age of 76 of brain hemorrhage. Domitian, it's just one word, there's a picture of a bust here, and the name is spelled Domitian, Domitian. His full name, Titus Flavius Caesar Dominus Augustus, and he was a Roman emperor from the year 81 to the year 96, and the third and last emperor of the Flavian dynasty. He strengthened the economy by reevaluating the Roman coinage, expanded the border defenses of the empire, and initiated a massive building program to restore the damaged city of Rome. Popular with the people and army, but considered a tyrant by members of the Roman Senate, his reign came to an end in 96 when he was assassinated by court officials. He was born on October 24th in the year 51 in Rome, Italy, and was a Scorpio. He died on September 18th in the year 96 at the age of 44 of assassination. Lance Armstrong's 47 years old. He's a professional cyclist and drug cheat. American professional road cyclist who won a then record 7 Tour de France titles before being stripped of these and barred from all professional sports for using illicit performance-enhancing drugs. Also known for founding the Lance Armstrong Foundation, which is now known as Live Strong, for people affected by cancer and surviving metastatic testicular cancer himself. Okay. When cancer metastasizes, that means it spreads all over the place. So he survived that. He was born on September 18th in 1971, which means he might be 47 today, but he'll be 48 when his birthday comes. He's born in Plano, Texas, USA, and is a pig on the Chinese zodiac and a Virgo. James Gandolfini. Was an actor best known for his role as Tony Soprano, an American mafia crime boss in the award-winning HBO series The Sopranos. He garnered praise for his portrayal of Soprano, winning 3 Emmy Awards, 3 Screen Actors Guild Awards, and 1 Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a Drama Series. He was born on September 18th in 1961 in Westwood, New Jersey, USA, and was an ox in the Chinese zodiac and a Virgo. He died on June 19th, which is Juneteenth, in the year 2013 at the age of 51 of a heart attack. Juneteenth, of course, again, the day that Texas learned that slavery had ended 3 years prior. I talked about it the day before, or the day before that, this week, when something else came up related. Scotty Bowman is 85 years old. He is fully named William Scott Bowman. He's an NHL coach. Canadian. He holds the record for the most wins in an NHL history with 1,244 regular season wins and 223 Stanley Cup playoff wins. Combined as a player, coach, and executive, he has won 13 Stanley Cups. He was born on September 18th in 1933 in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and is 85 years old, a rooster on the Chinese zodiac, and a Virgo. Greta Garbo is an actress, Swedish, famous for Camille and Ninochka. She was born on September 18th in 1905 in Stockholm, Sweden, and was a Virgo. She died on April 15th, another April 15th, tax day, in the year 1990 at the age of 84 of pneumonia. John Diefenbaker was the 13th Prime Minister of Canada, serving from June 1957 to April of 1963. He led the Tories to their first electoral victory in 27 years. He appointed the first female minister in Canadian history to his cabinet, as well as the first Aboriginal member of the Senate. During his 6 years as Prime Minister, his government obtained passage of the Canadian Bill of Rights and granted the vote to the First Nations and Inuit peoples. He is remembered for his role in the cancellation of the Avro Arrow project and his indecision on whether to accept Bomarc nuclear missiles from the United States led to his government's downfall. He was born on September 18th in 1895 in Neustadt, Ontario, Canada, and was a Virgo. He died on August 16th in 1979 at the age of 83. Lastly, Trajan was a Roman emperor from the year 98 until his death, officially declared by the Senate as Optimus Princeps, or the best ruler. He's remembered as a successful soldier emperor who presided over the greatest military expansion in Roman history, leading to the empire obtaining its maximum territorial extent by the time of his death. Although known for his philanthropic rule, overseeing extensive public building programs and implementing social welfare policies, which earned him his enduring reputation as the second of the 5 good emperors who presided over an era of peace and prosperity in the Mediterranean world. He was born on September 18th in the year 53 in Italica, ancient Hispania, and was a Virgo. He died on August 9th in the year 117 at the age of 63. That's a long life for one of them because they used to be assassinated all the time. Anyways, with the dice, we're beginning with Forget It yet again. And adding sex. As well as Eat Cake. I don't know if they're related. They could be. Depending upon what one is into, of course. Spruce says no, but still eat cake. And weekend away. With the cards, we're beginning with the 10 of Winter. Again, I said there could be some endings, and it looks like there will be some for somebody. The end of a career path, project, or relationship brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness, relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. And opening to Major Arcana card 5, Unity, or the Hierophant. Embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. You may feel called to act as a mentor, to find a new teacher, or to spend time with others who are also on a sacred path. Major Arcana card 5, the Hierophant, represents the sign of Taurus, where again the moon will be on this day. Hierophant. And the Six of Winter, so another indication that things are getting better, though, even if something is ending. The challenging times are coming to an end. That's what's coming to an end, right? Challenging times. And you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Let go of the past and embrace the happier times ahead. Six of Winter. And the Four of Autumn. Be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you're spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building up walls that keep people out. I'll do one more. And it's the World, which can be another indication of something coming to an end. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you've set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons that life offered you with grace and courage. Major Arcana card, the World, for me, can be about something coming full circle, again, coming to an end, the universe stepping in to help you, to ease you out of a situation so it doesn't feel so abrupt and like, you can't deal with it or handle it. Ease you out and bring you into something newer or better. But it looks like some of us are still afraid. Despite that, we're still afraid. Your worries and fears aren't real, however. They're fueled by focusing on the negative, which gives power to that of which you're afraid. Stop worrying, let go of fear, and everything will be okay. Overall energy is Major Arcana card 2, the High Priestess. This is a time to pause and reflect, not to take action. Trust in your spiritual gifts as nothing is hidden from your divine intuition. Major Arcana card 2, the High Priestess, is a Gemini, or perhaps a water sign. And she does guide us to pay attention to our intuition as well as any other information we have available to us. Common sense even, wisdom, intellect, news that comes to you. Like, consider it and then be discerning and decide what your next move is, if anything. And then when you decide what it is, if anything, you may want to keep it to yourself too, if you're going to go full-on High Priestess style. Crowning the Masculine this day. It's another 3. Major Arcana card 3, the Empress. Time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. The Empress also represents the sign of Taurus, as well as Libra and Gemini as well. All of the signs that Venus rules, because this card is all about Venus. It's about abundance too, and creativity, coming up with creative ways to help yourself to bring about abundance. This can also be about somebody's mother or mother figure and nurturing. Surrounding the Masculine, the King of Autumn, compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible. And money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. So this can be, again, this is lining up so far to be an abundant situation for you, whatever it is. New job, new company of your own, business of your own. Something going well. Promotion. It's abundance, abundance, abundance for the Masculine today. Major Arcana card 10, the Wheel. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. Maybe again with the ending of Saturn retrograde, right? Saturn goes direct in this day. So there's an ending to the retrograde, basically, to the backward appearing motion, and maybe that's what's allowing for all this abundance all of a sudden, or the sudden move forward. Like we had been stuck in place, and now just with that change of energy, just with that shift, boom, sudden movement forward. Literally. Crowning the Feminine on this day, the 7 of Autumn, the planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. So we talked about what your next steps might be, again, with our overall energy, the High Priestess. So you do want to meditate on those next steps and get it figured out. What am I going to do, if anything? And then once I make a plan, do I share it? Do I keep it to myself? Crowning. I'm sorry, surrounding the feminine. Jeez, what's going on with me? The Prince of Autumn, trustworthy, dedicated, protective, and funny. It's important to make a detailed plan before starting any new endeavor. Once you have that plan in place, then you can take immediate action and get as much accomplished as possible. The Prince of Autumn is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and can be about something slowly but surely manifesting or having manifested in the life of the feminine, right? She planted the seed, she worked toward it, she planned, and just it's coming in. The Prince of Autumn or Knight of Pentacles is not a fast moving energy, though. It's that slow and steady wins the race stuff. May be tied to a relationship. This is our second two, the High Priestess being the first. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors, or to expand the number of people who are helping you. The Two of Spring can be about just you having faith that, again, this seed that you planted is growing and you're manifesting. It can be just about that. Or the Two of Spring is, of course, the Divine Union or Twin Flame card of the Tarot, can definitely be connected to relationships and the growth of a relationship, the expansion, the growth. Slow and steady progress. Crowning. The Two of Winter. Procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you from making a decision. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your inner guidance. The Root. The Prince of Winter. Decisive, focused, driven, and impulsive. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires you to choose logic and intellect over emotion and to make your decisions quickly. When the Prince of Winter or Knight of Swords shows up, it does tend to mean you have a decision to make or you're awaiting one. And when you get it, when you get the information, you're going to, take off quickly with making your own decision or taking some sort of action too. The Prince of Winter is, of course, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. The heart of the matter, the Six of Autumn. There's some sort of assistance coming in. Could be very, very quickly. Maybe from an air sign, or, an air sign is like the vehicle or the facilitator, or this air could be representative of Venus and or Mercury, who are ushering in the energy. Your success and prosperity have allowed you to pay off debts, to acquire wise loans, or to receive a grant or scholarship. In return for heaven's blessings, be sure to share the wealth with others through donations of time or money to reputable charities. Yes, don't forget to do your part in giving back, but this can definitely be actual money or credit or something that's coming in to enable you to do something you want to do. But it is assistance. And if it's not, like I said, direct and from one person to another, maybe an earth sign too, Capricorn rather, Virgo, Taurus. It can just be Mercury, ruler of the earth sign Virgo, where the sun currently is, or Venus, ruler of the earth sign Taurus, where the moon currently is. That's bringing you this assistance, bringing you this help. It can very easily be monetary help or some sort of material help, asset, again, credit or something. But if not, it can be information, it can be confidence, it can be partnership, support from somebody else, new job, all of these things. Or, your own business or growth in your own business or situation where maybe there had been some sort of difficulty or conflict in the past. That's what's changing. Speaking of conflict, masculine's advice, so we'll have to pull a card to explain this because it doesn't fit with this, that's for sure. The Five of Winter. Your current path isn't leading you toward the happiest possible outcome, so why not change it? Always maintain integrity and compassion, but be alert to the hidden agendas of others. So again, somebody else might be, who's fucking up the energy here, not you. And for the feminine, Major Arcana card 0, the dreamer or the fool. Again, a brand new path. You're starting a new adventure. Run free and take a leap of faith. So we have 1, 2, 3. I thought we had more 2s in that. Again, 2s talk about faith. So all of these are guiding us to trust in our intuition and information that we're getting, and our own abilities and the work that we've done, and in the universe too, that it provides, and God, right? God provides and things. All of that is saying that. But for the masculine, we don't really understand where your 5 of winter is coming from, your conflict. Yes, I do get that you had been conflicted in the past or experiencing conflict or difficulty, and maybe even breakup and loss of job or whatever. But I don't know why this would still be here. So let's take another card for you, the next upright card, to see if we can make some sense of the 5 of winter for the masculine. And it's just another card that shows that things are getting better, that some better energy, and I guess that maybe they're just trying to reiterate that, some better energy is going to come in very quickly to sort of, again, provide assistance and solve the problem. The Prince of Spring is passionate, charismatic, confident, and restless. An opportunity arises that needs your attention right away. Maybe you're conflicted about it, about a decision that you got to make in that regard, especially with the 2 of winter crowning. That can be what the 5 of winters about too. Moving quickly is important, yet there's nothing that you can't handle if you follow your inner guidance. The Prince of Spring is a Sagittarius, maybe like the wheel, Leo or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and could be somebody, if it's an actual person, of course, a direct fire sign, but they don't have to be, but somebody that comes in and, they may like help you and then disappear. It may just be like a helpful energy. This is like a Prince Charming to the rescue kind of energy that shows up with the Prince of Spring or Knight of Wands. So it may not be something that remains. Also, there can, with the having seen the sex die and or weaken away, then Knight of Wands for me can be about travel. Maybe there's unexpected travel, a business trip or something, maybe particularly for the masculine, or going away to school, maybe a decision as to what's going to happen with that or whether or not you should do that. Could be what's coming up and what you have to decide about quickly. Or some sort of celebration, whether or not to participate in some sort of celebration for someone. I'm getting to. But in any case, yes, this could be travel. Wands are about movement in general. And where it's not, it tends to be an energy and or person. They come in, things move very fast. If you meet, it's like, like a love or lust at first sight type of thing. Very, very quickly things are moving, and then it may just like die off. In any case, the outcome definitely seems to be a positive one, with not much relying on us, but there will be a need, an opportunity to make some sort of decision here with the crowning and rooting card of the 2 of winter, which is about a decision, and the Prince of Winter, which is also about a decision. Hope you guys have enjoyed the daily. I will be back on Thursday. Namaste.